Hello, everybody. I am Yolanda Marie. Okay, there is a message from the Arcturians today about this next level balance that's set to occur. Okay, you guys know I have my iPhone right here, and I don't know what order these messages are coming out in, so you may have already heard a message about releasing. It's going to talk about the Mercury retrograde connecting with Gaia as well. Okay, if not, there's a message about that coming out. Now, this is one of those messages that you might say, all right, Yolanda Marie, this is something we already know. We know we're going in this direction. No, well, we do know this, but the Arcturians are talking about a completely different level. So they're basically saying it is possible to experience your human emotions, and that's what's related to the releasing that is happening with this Mercury coming out of retrograde. Okay, it's like a flush, like a release of not really emotions, but it's like something that you would have thought took a lot longer to release. It's like the last of something before you move forward. Okay, now let's launch into this. It's possible to experience emotions moving forward through love completely. They're saying these are not going to leave you. They're going to shift in their intensity. Now, that's what's important in this moment, in this part of the message, okay? They're going to shift in intensity. As you begin to feel an emotion, imagine pulling it through the heart. That's what they're telling us. More immediately. This is a practice, they're saying. You will increase your ability to do this each time you remember. So even as the event is occurring. Now, this all came about due to an experience, something that happened, okay? And I felt this sense of sadness, this sense of concern from the Arcturians, which was a little new for me to feel in that way. I felt this from the Sirians, my Sirian guides, and by the Arcturians, I mean a small group of Arcturians who are very much higher dimensionally speaking, okay? They no longer have a physical body, all right? And I felt this concern or sadness, and that was confusing to me. Now, the Syrians I felt it from them about 4 years ago during a really big, if you guys remember, probably around 2019, 2018, it gets hazy. A lot of you know the memory here. But somewhere in there, okay, there was a really big, I'm going to call it a crack of the veil. Okay, so, and something had happened in terms of regarding the galactics and they still are, but at that time were heavily supporting the planet, and there were a lot of ships. Now, this might be very, very new to some of you who are watching this, okay? Please don't be concerned that you need to know everything or freak out, but there is a lot that has gone on and is still going on, and it's okay. So in fact, they want me to mention this. So even in your dream state, you may be thinking that you are dreaming something fantastical. You may wake up and remember this and think that you have dreamed something that did not occur. Like it's a fantasy or a metaphor or something like this. When in fact, you are remembering, perhaps even literally, an event that really did occur that you may have witnessed while you were on a ship, or you may have been told about it. You may have discussed it in etheric realms, which you are in frequently with other soul family, okay, discussing things, working on things, researching things. All of these experiences are taking place concurrently in other planes. You are there. Your human energy is there, okay? So it's not even your higher self energy we're talking about. It's your human is there in this other field concurrently. And especially when your human body is at rest, then you're very, very busy. Okay? Very busy. If you've tuned into the stream of consciousness, if you have reached the point where you can find us, you're likely very busy in these other realms. And it's possible that you are not supposed to remember them just yet. Okay? So no worries, no worries. So there was something that had happened on a ship, and I can't remember if it was close to Earth or somewhere else, but it was involving my Sirian guides, and they are very united consciousness as well. And so something had happened and lives were actually lost. And when I asked them about it, I felt this deep sadness. I felt it like in my body, in my field, immediately. It wasn't in my mind. It wasn't me thinking about it. It was an immediate feeling of sorrow. And that was a little bit, it wasn't confusing, but it was just like, wow, you guys really still feel this very deeply. And they were explaining some things to me then about, yes, we can feel these. We are detached to an extent, okay? But we definitely feel them. But now the Arcturians have really gone into this with me because I asked them, I was very, very surprised. So this is how they explained it to me, okay? They said this is because their emotions, and I'm reading here, move so much more immediately through heart energy. Their field is more composed of this pure heart energy, making it a more fluid process. They no longer need to think about this. This is just a part of this process for them. Okay, so they're saying that humans are not going to make it to their level, okay, of this immediate heart processing during this cycle of, we're going to call it evolution, ascension. We are not going to make it during this cycle, but we will be so much more to this collectively than we can imagine. It will be unimaginable to us. The amount of stress, fear, worry, the things that happen in our body when we are experiencing these emotions will be, in years to come, unimaginable to us to go through that in our body, experiencing these emotions. Okay? And so I'm going to quote them quite a bit here. The Arcturians are saying, this is why the next natural step is to begin connecting with other humans, even whole groups of humans, directly through your heart energy, where you are now beginning to more expansively connect telepathically. So this is already happening, you guys, typically beginning at the level of thought form, but also at the levels of your specific chakra fields. Where you're already doing that, here's what's different. You're going to begin expanding your heart field outwardly. Now, this is collectively speaking, of course, regarding a large group of you who are the micro. Okay, you're the microcosm. You're beginning this. You are the beginning. This is where this starts, through this practice. That's what they're saying. And so you're allowing all of this energy to run through this particular heart field as it connects with others. This has already started. Many of you are already feeling this, but we're not yet intentionally processing everything through the heart in this way. We're just at the beginning stages of this. This is what the Arcturians are saying. So they say this tempers emotions much more easily when you do this. You will experience everything on a more even, balanced scale, not only in appearances, okay, but in actuality. All right. So it's not going to be like how it was in the more third dimensional space, where you can sort of put on a brave face, put on a mask. They're saying there is no masking of emotion here. Simply running them through the balancing, clarifying energy of your highest frequencies that you have access to, which are through your heart, your higher heart frequencies. And these are also going to be more immediately matched to your human counterparts. And they explain that, okay? Because you guys might be thinking, well, okay, how is that going to match somebody who is not connected at all to their source, right? Or aware. But they explain this. They say, by this we mean you will find the pure consciousness, the intention, the higher self energy, the soul purpose energy more easily. This circumvents the denser means of forming judgments, which often lead to misunderstanding, misinformation, and distraction from your higher purpose, okay? From your higher purpose goals. So this is what the Arcturians are talking about, okay? Beautiful soul family. I hope it makes sense. I love you. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. And I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste.